My name's Tim Doubleday. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for Burger King in the UK. I know People Factor in the hospitality sector, and a number of people in People Factor have come from that sector, have been our side of the fence, if you like, as HR directors and specialists in that sector. So very much in the broader hospitality sector, whether that's QSR as we are, casual dining, clubs, pubs, hotels, all across the sector. When we were doing the project for Burger King UK, we needed somebody we could rely on and trust. So it was an easy decision for me to bring People Factor in to help us with what was a very big project. And not a day-to-day business project, but one that included a startup of a business, merger of two companies together, and so on. So where there's a lot of change going on is where you need the kind of expertise that People Factor have. So I would recommend People Factor to help with a particular issue in the business in a day-to-day, but particularly where there is change going on as well, where you need to bring in expertise to help deliver that change. So we basically just bought the business, and in buying the business there were two parts. We bought the master franchise, and also we bought a large franchisee who was a typical entrepreneurial business. So the start point for us was, how do we actually put those two businesses together and align everything across the employee groups, but also how do we actually build a platform for the business to expand. And the business plan there was to basically triple the size of the business in 3 years through opening new restaurants as well as buying other franchisees, and then build with those new site openings and acquisitions. And that effectively touched everything. We effectively had nothing at that particular point. We had no team, we had a temporary office, so it was really building a business from scratch. If there's a standout moment, for me it was about getting the job done. It was the fact that we had a defined plan and a timetable we wanted to hit. And if there's a standout moment, it's that we actually did exactly what we said we were going to do in the timescale, which, given the scope of what we were looking at, was a big accomplishment. A typical private equity world, everything had to be done yesterday, and also typical when you buy a business, you don't really know everything until you get under the hood. So it wasn't just finding out what the issues were, it was actually putting in place those plans that 12 months on from that we are still using now, and form the bedrock of the sites that we've opened, and the franchisees that we've bought so far we are bringing into that way of working. And I think we've now got a stable culture in the business and a stable group of people all aligned to what the objectives were with the sort of inbuilt culture that we were looking for. So all looking good. We can't afford all those individual skills, so having people who have that expertise that we can bring in and use for what we need to deliver the business outcome is really the first thing that we look for. And I think with People Factor, there's a group of people there who know the sector, took the time to understand our business, and could help us in each of those individual areas, and we could bring in the expertise we needed to solve the problems that we had. Working with a company who's got that breadth of expertise is fantastic. It was very helpful for us. And actually a group of people who don't just do 9 to 5, but actually understand what we need to achieve and when we need to achieve it, and basically go all out to hit those targets. That's I think a great quality in any business partner that you have, is that they work to what you want to deliver. And we certainly got all that in our experience with People Factor.